What is going on, guys? This is Ben here. As you can see, I'm queuing up in a ranked match here, playing on Bentim 2 with Those Who Live, who is one of my guild members, and then Papa Smurf, which is actually Bruticus, another one of my guild members. At this current game, I think the skill tiers were Papa Smurf, maybe SA Silver, Bentim 2 is on SA Silver, and then Those Who Live is Hotness Gold, I think. But Bentim 2, I've been pretty much just ranking up using a weapon power Ringo. That's pretty much all I've been running is weapon power Ringo. And then this game, Brute wanted to be cruel. He's actually not a bad cruel at all. So it's like, all right, I'll go CP Ringo, give it a try, because like it's two different play styles. Like a CP Ringo is weaker early game-ish compared to a weapon power Ringo, and it's a lot harder to farm. But like late game, your Achilles shot and your ultimate deals so much burst damage, it's really good. It's just like if you 1v1 a Ringo most of the time, unless he's like this gets caught out or you're able to land all your abilities, you might not win it because Ringo's auto attacks for weapon power is really strong. But we are going up against a Liberation team. Liberation is one of the top guilds in North America, and a lot of you probably know the Liberation X team, which is in the VGL. They actually are the ones that knocked us out of VGL earlier. I think that was like, I don't know what. I think that was for the top 8. Yeah, the top 8 round. I think we got knocked out by them. They're doing. I think they played today actually. I don't know if they won or not. But yeah, they're a strong team. Liberation's definitely a good guild. This is from the guild. We got Golden Light here, Illist, and I don't know the third player that they have, but they're all in, I think Illist is like POA Silver, so they're all really high skill tier. But I'm just going to talk about the game now. So we have a Cruel. For those of you that know Cruel's playstyle or know about Cruel, Cruel is extremely weak early game. So what you have to do early game is not fight at all. Contrast to like there, they ended up somehow killing the Celeste there, and I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. And what I think happened was, normally when people watch us play, we do like we start at the shop minions and go top down and clear the shop minions, clear the back camps, and then clear the back camps or whatever. I think the enemy team thought we did that, so what Brute did was camp at the shop, because they did not do that clear. They started at the backs and then went to the shop minions, and then they got to buy. And then their Celeste rotated up to try and kill me, because that's what a lot of teams do. Like they know like a crew will probably start top back and like the shop minions to back, so they can't really kill the crew because he'll usually just port. But what Brute did was actually really smart. He camped at the shop and waited for the Celeste, because like usually then the enemy team will try and come up and kill the laner, which is how they did on me. Brute camped at the shop, and I'm pretty sure he caught that Celeste off guard and was actually able to win a level 2 fight. You normally do not see that at all. It was just a really like heads up play by him. But he actually ended up going down there because all 3 of them were down there, and it's just like the early game, if you cannot catch one of them out or have like numbers on them, it is so hard to win early fights with the Cruel. So the playstyle that you have to run is very passive unless you can catch one of them out or have like a 2v3 fight where you're all like full health. So if you have a Cruel person on your team, maybe it's a person you're actually playing with, you can do the strategy a lot earlier or a lot better. It's like try to avoid all those early game fights. If you're a laner with a Cruel on your team, the reason why I gotta eulogies this game, guys, is because like I know I'm gonna have to stay in lane for long periods of time without being able to like go down, because there's gonna be a ton of pressure. That's why it's like really hard on Rumbly when we have Oracle and whatnot, because they're able to put so much, with how weak your early game is, they can just put so much pressure on the lane. So you just gotta try and stay up there as a laner, keep your turret up, and not let that enemy team get so far ahead in gold. Like if you lose the turret and they just get that gold advantage, it's really tough. Then you always gotta be wary to rotate. And if your Cruel's fighting a 2v2 and you can rotate faster than their laner, you may be able to win that fight and turn the tides in your favor, because really there's a turning point. You can always feel it with Cruel. Like once the Cruel gets built up enough, there's always like this point in the game where you know you can just win pretty much any fight if you don't get caught out. Unfortunately, that is pretty late in the game, but you can see they're actually coming down here. They're fighting 2v2, and I thought I'd be able to rotate faster than their Ringo, but I'm pretty sure he got to buy, and all I have is a eulogy, so he's definitely gonna outpower me. I'm just trying to keep him away from our Ringo. or from our Cruel, and Arden does go down, but that's fine because he got Cruel away from the enemy team, and we're able to go 2v1 on the Ringo here and actually take him out, which is good because I'm able to buy some items, and he's Cruel or Brute, we'll say Brute from now on, is able to get some lane farm, and I don't think they got the backs because I think Brute actually got them, but either way, it sucks too because like a lot of teams will just hard invade every time if you're going up against the Krill, so you gotta be ready for that, prepared to always come down. It's like literally, there's no way you're gonna win the fights like head on, and it kind of sucks that Brute decided to go like 1v3 there. I think he just like got at a bad spot because he was in the lane. I think he was maybe trying to go to their backs, which is a fine play. Well, then the Ringo probably cut him off, and he had to like go through the tri-brush, and their Celeste was just camping there. So it was unfortunate that the play didn't work out, but either way, it's alright because our backs are up now and he can get those. So like, just the later the game goes, it is better. And you can see like my farm score is actually pretty trash right now. It's just like, I'm not used to this heavy pressure, and then this is actually like one of my first games with CP Ringo, and that's why you can see me upgrading my Achilles shot, well, not Achilles shot, my Twirling Silver before my Achilles shot, which is not really what you want. You want to overdrive your Achilles shot as fast as you can because that is where a lot of your poke damage comes from. So say like the Ringo tries to use his auto attacks and destroy me in lane, well I can just poke back when I get CP damage with the Achilles shot. So this is about the time when I started to notice that, and I was like, dang, I'm not playing Weapon Power Ringo because I was so used to it. But I don't know, like I actually do enjoy Ringo as a laner. I just think he's actually he's really strong this update, but just the way he plays, like I've just really been starting to like them. That's like, if you guys have seen me, like I've been just doing a bunch of casuals with them on stream. I've been playing a bunch of ranked matches with them. It's just been fun playing them, you know, getting out of that support role for once. But either way, like we're going up against tough teams, so this is like, oh dang, really? And then I'm going CP Ringo. I was like, oh man, but late game, if we can get to the late game, that's all we were hoping for because I can do a ton of damage. Brute can survive and just get those breaking point stacks. So that's like, if you have a Cruel on your team, you gotta get to that late game. So strong with it. And as a laner, it's your job to just not die, keep your turret up, and just try and farm up as best as you can, even if there's a ton of pressure. And you can see that's kind of like taking a toll on my CS, but that's fine. It's not as big a deal because I'm not falling too behind their laner, so it's all good. If you pull the scoreboard, I think he doesn't have that much of a CS lead on me. And they actually decided to engage down here again too. I think it was because Brute was able to actually get on the Celeste, and I was late to notice it, but I'm like, alright, I'm coming down. And then we were able to pick up the Celeste because she was so weak. Brute's able to get away. You can see he's sitting in the shop right now by himself, and we're like, okay, we're just gonna take these backs. So it's very important just to always steal farm when you can. I'm missing my starter subs there because I'm trying to go quick. But Brute was probably able to buy potions. Catch that Ringo off guard there, trying to like shop or something by himself, and then the Finn is the only one left here. So we're like, all right, do we go for this? I was like, all right, I'm just gonna ult him. Our Arden didn't want to go for it because the gold mine is candied. Normally you don't want to fight on a candy gold mine, but it's just the tank. And if we were able to kill him, this is a pretty big payout for us. So we're like, you know what? We're just gonna go for it. The Celeste unfortunately is already here, but the gold mine is so weak, and we're so weak too. Well, I'm not, but they are, and I don't have any energy. But we're able to get that payout, which is huge. Because any extra farm that a Cruel can get, and also like a CP Ringo can get, it's just like amazing because that's just like putting you closer to that late game stage where you have enough gold where you can win fights. So that was pretty big that we were able to pick that up. That was huge. It's just surprising that how Brute has been able to catch some of these some of their carries off guard, because 1v1 a Cruel will actually probably win. It's just most of the time he doesn't get the chance to 1v1, but he's made some gutsy calls to go after them, and I've been just trying my best to help out in the fights and whatnot and just keep the turret up. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go back. But you can see they flared my lane brush, so I'm like, if I go back, we might lose this turret. So I'm just gonna chill here. They are sitting up there, so it's a good call I didn't go back because they probably would have took it. But this means we are split at the moment. I just told them to fight on the gold mine. I'm just gonna push this lane out because we can't really lose the turret. And they actually ended up engaging without me, and he was able to kill the Celeste. So, which is good. So I'm coming down. I'm coming down. I'm coming down. And the reason why they were able to win that fight is because the enemy team foolishly like fought on the gold mine. You can see the gold mine aggro was going at them, which is like it's hard to win fights on the gold mine usually, but that's what helped us out even though I wasn't even there. And I got my alternating current, which is a huge purchase for the CPU Ringo, because now my trolling silver will just deal that much more damage. Try to deal some damage on the turret, but the Celeste wave clear is pretty strong, but we're like, you know what, it's just a Celeste, let's take this turret. All three of us here, take it and get out. That's usually what we say. Take it and get the heck out of here. Now I do actually get hit by the Heliostar. Those little gives me a Vanguard to get the heck out of there. And at this point I noticed that Finn was level 6, so I'm just gonna sell my eulogies and pick up the reflex block. And pretty much if you're playing against a Finn, that drag is a game changer. I as myself know as like a Finn main per se, or I wouldn't say like, I don't know, I don't really have like a main person, but like playing Finn a lot, the drag can win games for you. If you're able to catch out like whatever, like anybody just by themselves, like say if I was in lane here, I'm like in lane right now, since that Finn's level 6, I was scared that they're in my lane brush. So I'm literally just sitting here with my finger on the reflex block, because if I get caught out, it's gonna be like pretty bad for us, because it's gonna be, they can maybe get the gold mine and they can maybe get the chart. Even like taking this farm, I have my finger on that reflex block, because if you get caught out, you as a person playing the game should know that if you get caught out with a Finn drag, it's 1v3 and you're slowed, their enemy team is using everything because they're ready for it, and they're just going to instantly destroy you. And if they destroy you, that makes it a 3v2 on your team. And at this point in the game right now, it would be detrimental for me to get caught out and die, because we'd lose a gold mine potentially, or we might even lose a turret, and either one is not good. So just know, try your best to not get caught out, and if a Finn gets level 6, always get a reflex block. Same with, you can see that it goes down there, and we're picking a fight here. My ultimate did go off, you just didn't see it because of the, my Elgato does that for some reason, sometimes I don't know, but I was able to get pulled here, but it didn't really matter because we already killed one of them, and we're able to, we thought about diving, but we don't have minions here, so we thought against it. I'm just trying to clear the lane a little bit, and then rotate back down. But yeah, so just do your best to not get caught out with that Finn drag. If you can block it at times when you don't see the enemy team, just be ready to, because it's fast and it's unexpected sometimes, so just be ready for it, because we have won a lot of games with the Finn drag where you just like grab a laner, pull him back, take him out, and then it's 3v2 and you can pretty much take any objective you want if it's in the later stages of the game. And we got the immense payout, so that's one big thing. There's more gold coming our way to get us to the late game, because you guys noticed how rough that early game was. And you can see I'm actually starting to pass Golden Light on farm a little bit, which is a little bit surprising because how pressured I was, and I was usually just coming down a lot into the jungle. But that's typically how it goes when you have a girl on your team. It's so hard to keep up a good CS. Either way though, we're doing fine. We're getting the objectives with the payouts and everything like that, and this is kind of like at the point that last fight was at the point where we know we can kind of choose our fights we want to make now, because we're strong enough, we're built up enough, and if Brute can catch one of them out like with the sword toss right there, he's gonna do it because we're strong enough. And as you can see, we just burned down that Celeste, trying to go after the Ringo here. I got my slow on him, trying to stutter and pick him up. Nice. And then Brute is just trying to finish off the Finn, who's the only one left, and picks it up. So that's huge. That was a big ace for us, because now we can like pretty much, we have a lot of time, take their turrets, and that, not this fight that we just won, but that last fight I was gonna mention, like that was the point where we knew where we're strong enough where we can pretty much win any fight, and we can pick any fight we want to do in our most of the time win it in our favor, unless, like I said, one of us gets caught out or anything. But this is good because we're getting their backs. Decided to take their mini mine this time because it's soon gonna be Kraken time, and if it's soon to Kraken time, pick up the mini miners because you know you're gonna be pushing pretty quickly here. And I do get the Aegis for that Celeste because I'm kind of scared, and I get the light armor, starting to build some defense against the Ringos and whatnot, or the Ringo. But it's good. It's going good now. Like we're sitting pretty with the amount of gold. I think we do have a gold lead here, and if Cruel has a gold lead, guys, it's crazy. So like the main things I'm trying to just tell you guys, like, because I know a lot of you probably like from Oracle you want to learn Cruel and everything like that. I'm like the skill base wise, but there's also another part like a team or a way you have to play it. Like you have to play safe early until you get up, like you're built up enough where you can survive, and your team is built up enough where you can deal enough damage to, I don't know, like keep the Cruel alive. Your laner can deal enough damage to help burn them down, so the Cruel just doesn't get focused. Like they have to split their focus and decide, okay, do we want a bunch of bursts to go down or not? And this is actually a really good fight here. My Achilles shot is dealing a ton of damage. He's trying to pick up the Finn there. Arden actually does get the kill, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. I know a lot of you thought I was like, there was one time in Rumbly's video where my kill would get KS'd. That means like killed secure or kill stolen. Like this Cruel Spectral Smite is probably the ultimate kill stealer in the game. But there's one game where I was getting mad because my kills were getting stolen, and like I was just trying to be funny, but a lot of you took it the other way. It doesn't really matter on your team who gets the kill, like as long as the kill gets taken, and Rumbly says that all the time too. But there's like this misconception where like the only person or the person with all the kills is doing like all the work, which is not true. Like it's a lot of times, like a lot of times a person could literally deal a ton of damage to a hero, take out all their health, and then it's just like one Ardent Punch kills them. And then there's just a misconception with a lot of people that if you don't have a lot of kills, you're sucking, but it's not true. And then you can see that awesome play call there. Oh, I wish I went over that a little more. Okay, so what happened there was the enemy team knew the Kraken was up. They knew we just won that fight, and we probably got all their jungle. Then we decided to camp in that brush there, and for a very long time, that was like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So for 20 or 30 seconds of them not seeing us, we're like, alright, they're probably getting Kraken. We gotta get there. So you can see they decided to go for it. We waited patiently for the Finn to pass, and then we saw their Ringo. Stunned him as fast as we could, took him out, and then we were able to take out the Finn. And then the Celeste probably saw it and was like, oh my god, I gotta go back so we don't get aced and lose. And she probably thought we might have been doing that again, because if a team's camping in a brush to catch one of you guys out, then there's probably a good chance they might do it again. But the Celeste didn't even contest the Kraken. We got the Kraken now. That was just one of the best moments in the game. I was like, yes, that's kind of when you know you're gonna win. But we still need to not all get aced here, because they have a pretty good Kraken burning down team with the weapon power Ringo, the Celeste. And then we decided to engage here. I got my ultimate going off, which does a ton of damage. I was actually able to hit the Celeste, but the gauntlet didn't stun anyone, and I'm pretty sure they might have either warhorned out or something. But I'm just getting drilled by Golden Light here, and I decided to run away. We were able to end up getting him. If I didn't use my Aegis there and I didn't get renewed, I was probably dead, because the Celestial was bearing down on me and everything like that. But there are the final pushes of the game. So, a few things to note from this game. If you have a Cruel on your team, you gotta play passive. You gotta wait till the late game to fight. Only choose fights wisely where you honestly think you can win a 3v2, or really just catch one of them out where the Cruel can get in their face, which Brute did a great job this time. And then, as a laner, you just gotta keep your lane, or keep that turret up. Try not to do your best not to get caught out, and rotate as much as you can. Because if you go down and you start losing turrets, that's when it gets rough. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you love what you did, and don't subscribe for more Vainglory videos if you've not already. Hope you guys have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later.